I'm going to try to be a little inspirational here. Here we go. Let's get it going. A little sodium potassium pump. Gotta get pumped for it. Nice day out here. Get into it. Pump. Sodium potassium pump. Here it comes. Woo! Alright, I'll have to show you off that. Maybe we'll see that later. Anyhow, we are getting into the sodium potassium pump today. So I hope that pumped you up. It's not going to be too long. I'm going to draw it. We're going to talk about how it works, what it does, and then we'll review it next week on Monday. On Friday, we'll have a little face-to-face. If you can schedule for 8 a.m. in the morning till whatever time. 8:43 is the latest that we can go. Anyhow, so in front of you, I have a line, and we are going to label this ECF and ICF. So we're talking about the sodium potassium pump. And the function of that is to keep the difference in charge. You want to have a negative inside and a positive outside, and this is one of the many things that helps that. In this class, we're just really going to be talking about that. I will talk about some other things, but we're going to focus on this. What does ECF mean? That's extracellular fluid. What is ICF? That is intracellular fluid. So if we're looking at the ICF, that's inside the cell. If we're looking at the ECF, that's outside the cell. In, out, in, out. All right, so we are going to draw the sodium potassium pump. I am going to use a nice red color over here. And it's hard to see, it's kind of bright, but I'm going to try my best here. And actually, I don't want to do it there. I want to get as far over as I can. And we're going to be doing it just like so. And then we're going to go like this. And I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. And that's going to go like that. And then I'm going to have another piece that's going to go something like that. There we go. That is the sodium potassium pump. It's like, right? So we're going to label this sodium potassium pump. And we can abbreviate sodium with an Na with a plus, and potassium is a K with a plus. Alright, so I am going to give you a little key over here. We're going to use green for sodium. That's going to equal sodium. And I'm going to use purple for potassium. Now, from this point on, I'm going to be referring to sodium as Na on my drawings. So Na plus and potassium is K plus. Now you might be saying, wait a minute, they're both positive. The outside's positive. Then like, what's going on here? But we'll take a look and we'll see how this works. And we're going to talk about it in steps. So first thing we got to do is we got to draw a couple of these sodium bad boys. So we got one, I'll put another one over here, and we'll put another one over there. How many sodiums do I have? I have 3. 3 sodiums. So the sodium potassium pump can accept 3 sodiums at a time. And I'm going to go back to my black color. This thing's probably going to end up crashing on me as per the usual. There we go. There we go. So you're going to have 3 sodiums go into the sodium potassium pump. And these 3 sodiums are going to cause a ATP receptor to open up, and what's going to go in there? ATP! So we're going to put some notes here. Number 1, step 1, 3 sodium bind to sodium receptors. Look at that. I said I was going to be referring to sodium as Na from now on, and I didn't. I meant to. So what happens after that? 2, an ATP receptor opens. So let's draw that. We'll use that over there, and we'll have boom, 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 ATP. And so that is going to open up, and ATP is going to bind. ATP binds. So now, if we think about this, why are we using ATP? What? ATP? That's energy. Yes, if you remember, I told you. The inside of the neuron is negative. The outside is positive. Sodium is positive, and we're going to push that out so we can keep it negative inside. So we need ATP in order to go actively against the gradient. We're going from less concentration to more concentration. So because of that, we need that ATP to push it out, to pump it out. Hence the sodium, potassium pump. Get pumped. I can put my music back on for a second. If I can find it over here. Here it is. Alright, sorry. Alright, so what happens is we have that, I just want to make sure I'm following the steps here. Okay, we have the ATP bound, and what that is going to cause is a shape change. That causes a shape change. So what's going to happen? You're going to have the inside close and the outside open. And I'm going to draw that for you. I am going to erase my ECF and ICF. I'm going to extend that line over here. And we'll put ECF over here and ICF over there. And then we're just going to draw the shape change over here. So basically, what's going to happen is you're going to have this, right? And that's going to go like that. And then over here, you're going to have something along the lines of that, right? It's a funky drawing, but that's okay. Now, if you look at the binding sites, those sodiums, they are going to disappear. So the NAs, they're going to go back with their buddies. Now, do they want to be back with their buddies? No, they want to be down where there was less of them, because that's the way it goes, but not the case. And that looks like I wrote NAT and not NA+. I apologize. NA+, NA+, NA+. And they don't fit anymore because their binding site changed because of the ATP that binded. So that all changed. But look what opened up. We have potassium binding sites. So we're going to use the circle ones over here, and these potassiums are over here free floating, and they're outside there. And they are going to go, and they are going to bind in there. Now again, it's negative on the inside, and it's positive on the outside. So we're going against the gradient. However, we are losing 3 sodiums, 3 positives, and then 2 potassiums are going inside. So we are losing a net charge of positive 1 each time this sodium-potassium works, keeping that concentration gradient and keeping the negative charge of the neuron. Okay, so if you need to, you can rewind that and make me say it slow, like, we are keeping. You get the point. So we're going to put number 3 over here. The shape change causes the sodiums. I'm doing it again. The sodiums to be released into the ECF, the extracellular fluid. And then that potassium site is going to open up. And new potassium binding sites open. I mean, isn't this amazing? Like, nature did this? What? Alright, I'm trying to keep this under 10 minutes. I don't know if I'm going to, and it's driving me bonkers. Alright, so what happens when those potassium binding sites open? The potassium is going to bind. Potassium binds and causes what to happen? A shape change. It changes back to the original concentration. So we're going from, well, we started here, and we're going in that direction, and then we're going to go back the other way after we have those potassiums bind, and it will open up. So this causes a shape change to the original shape, or conformation, or configuration, whatever you want to call it there. Alright, so it brings the potassium inside. You lose a net charge of +1, keeping that negative. So I'm going to put, why do we care? Why? And we care because this allows us to keep our membrane potential. It allows us to lose a positive charge, keeping the negative charge in the neuron. And we want to keep it negative because when we want to stimulate it, we rush in positive. And then eventually we got to get it back out. So the sodium, potassium pump keeps the concentration gradient, I'm putting a G, concentration gradient in the neuron. It keeps the charge, keeps it negative on the inside, positive on the outside. So I'll have like a worksheet for you to look at, and then we will do this again on Monday and make sure you get it, and then we can move forward. But I'm not moving forward unless, well, you get it, if I can figure out how. Anyway, I'll put on some music for us to jam out to, and I will see you tomorrow if you get up early enough. Have a great day, guys. Peace! Keep going down, though. Peace! Like, everything is different. I'm going to my right. See you guys.